It's time for another episode of Raising Courageous Leaders by Mr. Bunke Shipalana. That's my dad.
And today, as we kickstart our segment, we're talking about personal branding. Exactly what is that, if we can wrap our heads around what personal branding actually is?
Okay, the word personal branding obviously is made up of two words.
Yeah.
The first one being a personal, meaning that it belongs to you,
Yes.
not a group,
Yes.
not your corporation. It's yours. It's private. You have control over it. It comes from you. It's managed by you.
Yeah.
And last but not least, it can be destroyed by you.
Sure.
So one has to take ownership to brand themselves. Number two, the word brand is a statement or identity used to describe a product, service, or a person. And on that aspect, you have no control. You have no control of what people say about you. The one part that you have 100% control is in defining who you are,
Yeah.
but you have no control in terms of how people perceive you. You can influence it,
Yeah.
but you have no control. And this question of who do people say I am, it's not a new question. For those who read the Bible, Jesus Christ in Matthew, Mark, and Luke asked his disciples,
Yeah.
who do you say I am? Simply meaning asking, what's my branding? So it's a long-lasting question that has been asked before products and services came into being.
Yeah.
Every person wants to know, who do you say I am? And in that aspect, one part of it you have control over it, the other part you have no control over it. You can influence the certain aspect, by the way. So for me, personal branding is simply getting people to answer that question.
Yeah.
Who do you say I am?
So the part that we do have control over, the management of one's personal imagery and branding and all of that, how do we get that to align with the perception perhaps that is out there of us? Because like you're saying, what other people may be perceiving might be completely different to, what you perceive yourself to be. So let's talk about, the two and how it is that we can align the two, if at all.
The first thing is that build. You have to build it. I mean, if I go to Limpopo and say a mango tree, and I call it an apple, you'll say I'm crazy.
Yeah.
A mango tree is a mango tree. Why? Because it looks like a mango. It's yellow, and by the way, when I eat it, it tastes like a mango.
Yeah.
So being authentic and being real in one element and building yourself up, that's all you can do. If someone comes in and looks at a mango seed and calls it an apple, you can't now want to change yourself to try and convince the person and say, but I am not round, but I am yellow, not green.
Yeah.
You have to remain the part that you are.
Sure.
And that's why I'm saying that the second part, you don't have too much control, but the only thing that you can do is to remain true to who you are and what you're supposed to achieve on earth. By doing that, you're building. As time goes on, the person who is saying you're an apple will have to change his or her language because you are not bearing apples. And when they compare you to apples, they can see that there's a difference.
Yeah.
So authenticity and being real and building and delivering the fruit of your seed is what is going to connect the two in the long term.
And you also wanted to talk about, all of that you've just mentioned, but the power of consistency then, right?
Yes. With my traveling around the country, I've realized that young people tend to fail in this aspect, and that's where personal branding fails. Consistency is the difference between failure and success. In my marketing days, what defined your greatness in marketing was your budget. If you've got a bigger budget, it means you're a great marketer and you're going to do well with that marketing budget. Consistency is your marketing currency.
Yeah.
Consistency is your budget. It's you continuously doing what you're supposed to do that your budget increases and you can do more.
Yeah.
Consistency allows your audience to rank you. I use the example of Usain Bolt. When Usain Bolt won his first 100-meter gold medal, he didn't just stop there. He didn't say, I'm a champion now, let me relax. He kept on winning.
Yeah.
And when he kept on winning, his brand name kept on going up. So most young people have one success, one achievement. They get a degree, they buy a car, they get a good job, and then they relax.
Yeah.
They think, I have arrived. They have one hit song on radio. They think, I have arrived. They've got employees who win Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
And they say, I have arrived. Consistency requires you to keep on doing so you can go up the rest. If you win Employee of the Month, Kajen, don't expect people to still respect you as the best Kajun.
Yeah. Very true.
Because you have not grown. So you need to keep on going in order to maintain that number 1 ranking, that number 2 ranking, that number 3 ranking. It's about being consistent. Consistency creates accountability. Consistency establishes your reputation. Consistency makes you relevant. Consistency maintains your message in terms of what you stand for and build trust. Zig Ziglar, one of the best speakers in the world, is passed away now, once said that if people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you because of consistency, they'll do business with you.
Let's now take another shift. This is just me trying to, play devil's advocate, if you like. Being consistently inconsistent and how that can also be a personal branding and one that you actually want to avoid.
Say that again. Inconsistent?
Being consistently inconsistent. And now that too can be a personal brand, but one that you want to avoid. It's a negative, or it's a If
ever you are a farmer, your soil gets used to what you're planting, and then farmers will tell you that we plant for 4 years and take 1 year break. Plant for 4 years, take 1 year break to give the soil or the environment a break. But if you plant 1 year and give it 4 year break, 1 year give 4 break, you're actually doing damage to the soil, because the soil will get used to 1 year working, 4 year break. 1 year working, 4 year break. So if you're inconsistent in what you're delivering, you're actually doing more damage to yourself. I promise you, from my standpoint, don't do anything. It's better for you not to do anything rather than to be inconsistent, because you're actually doing more damage. It's the same thing as this is personal. Same thing as trying to lose weight or going to the gym.
You're coming for me now.
You can't go to the gym for 2 weeks and take a 2-month break. Go for 2 weeks, because your body's going to get used to that.
Very true.
Consistency in going to the gym makes your body get used to training and gets used to a new lifestyle. So for me, being inconsistent is actually doing more damage. Don't do a yo-yo diet. Just live your life, or make sure that you're healthy. One of the two. So that's what I wanted to share with our people today, that you have the power to be recognized at work. You have the power to position yourself at work. Yes, you might all have the same title, doing the same thing, but what role are you adding? How do people define you in that role? You might be all soccer players in one team, but each soccer player has his or her own role and branding and positioning within that team. And so don't just look at yourself as a team member and not know your role. Know your role and be consistent in what you're doing.
Love it. And let's leave it there, Bonke. Looking forward to more of these conversations with you. Have yourself a great trip further.
I appreciate it, my sister.
Wonderful stuff. Bonke Shipalana is a businessman and life strategist.
Stop waiting for someone to rescue you.
You must have patience and engage in consistent action.
Find the inspiration within yourself.
Patience
to rise above and be your own hero. Join Bonke Shipalana on The Power Within for 4 hours of inspiration.